Mr. Cravaack and his family celebrate this wonderful opportunity, this milestone in his football career. It's always a pleasure to be able to stand up here and see students, especially quality students like Jack, be able to reach a goal of his and be able to take all that hard work that he's put in up to this point and manifest it into something that he's worked so hard to do. So it's always a great pleasure for me as the athletic director to have this opportunity. That being said, nobody's here to hear me talk today, so I will turn it over to John, Jack's father, and then from there, at some point in time, young Mr. Cravaack will tell us what his plans are. All right? Thanks, John.
Well, no one's here to hear me talk either, so I'll make it quick. Just like Joe said, thanks everyone for coming out. Really appreciate it. Wanted to thank Coach Schaefer first off. Coach, for what, 2 years, he's had a stream of coaches coming through his office asking about Jack, and he's been very helpful in that whole process for Jack, for our family, and couldn't have done it without him. Coach Rockwell has been very supportive as well. You might not think so as far as football related, but he's had probably a handful of colleges come to him, watch Jack practice basketball, ask him questions, watch him play basketball games, so very important too. Wanted to thank Alex Harbin, who came into Jack's life, what, 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade? Jack's been training with Alex since that time as a skinny 7th, 8th grader, and Alex has been really helpful developing Jack physically, mentally, emotionally, and nutritionally. We'll throw that one in there too. What else did I have? As far as just this kid right here, where's Claire? She's like, are you gonna cry? And I'm like, I might. She's like, I'm gonna film it. We're just proud of him. You know, from back when he was this tall, this is bad. He's wanted this, and you know, and I said, quit it, Connor. You know, and you know, there were times along the way where I said, are you sure you want this? Because I didn't want to be pushed him. Well, I kind of did, but I didn't want to be pushed him into this. But you know, many times he said yes, I want to play Division I football. So we kept going, and you know, he's 6'5", he's 220 pounds, he has all the athletic ability in the world. But if he didn't have that drive, he wouldn't be sitting here today. So many times, like, you know, after a Friday night football game or a basketball game, he'd be up at 6 in the morning, the next morning, working out with Alex. And, you know, I'm laying in bed. I can't even get out of bed, and I didn't even play the night before. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the type of drive for any of you younger kids. I mean, it's got to start in that 7th, 8th grade. If this is what you want, that's what you got to do, because he wouldn't be here if he didn't have that. Going into college, anyone going into college, what a great opportunity. You're going to meet people, develop relationships that are going to last a lifetime. And playing football, to me, just exaggerates that, because you're going to develop bonds on the football field that go much farther than just, you know, other relationships. You'll be able to meet people from all over the country, coaches, develop those bonds, and on top of that, play Big Ten football. I mean, what a great, cool thing to do. I looked at Purdue's schedule over the next 4 years. Aside from all your games at, you know, historic Ross-Ade Stadium, Jack will have the opportunity to play at Ohio State in the Horseshoe, at the Big House in Michigan, at Notre Dame, at Penn State, at Michigan State, at Wisconsin, at Boston College, at all these historic venues, which is just a neat opportunity. Okay, like Joe said, not here to hear me talk and cry, so we'll just go right down the line there. You guys.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Alex. So I've known Jack since 2013. I actually got to meet John first. He came in, told me about his son, and you know, I think every dad is proud of their son. So when he comes in and tells me how great his son is, I'm like, all right, we'll see if this kid's for real or not. I started training him, and I'll tell you the moment I knew that Jack was for real, and I think his mom can attest to this. He shows up a few minutes. Now, when I say he shows up late, it means it was like 5 minutes before his session, because if you know Jack, he's not late to anything. I mean, he beats me to the gym often, but he shows up and he walks in and he's got like a surgical mask on. Okay? That's a true story. He's got like a mask, like, you know, they wear like when you don't want to get somebody else sick. And I'm like, Jack, what's going on, man? Like, what are you doing? He's like, well, my mom wasn't going to let me work out because I'm sick. So I told her if I wear this mask, I'll get to come and work out. She didn't want me to get you sick. So that moment right there, I knew Jack was for real. I knew this was a kid that was going to actually push me and have me coming outside my comfort zone. So, Jack, we have we have a saying around the gym. It says, do everything you do with passion and purpose. Any other way is a waste of time. You are Mr. Passion and Purpose to me, man. You earn that title every day that you wake up, man. You don't waste any time. And to your parents, man, what an awesome young man you guys have raised collectively and fed. I mean, amazingly. I don't even know how. I mean, I see the next ones that are growing up after him. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of his life and his development. And Jack, man, this is everything you've been working hard towards. And if I know you, you're already thinking bigger than where we are right now. So keep it up. Continue to dream big. Live life with passion and purpose, man, and continue to be that bright light that you are for everybody around you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, obviously I'm going to echo a lot of these same thoughts that Alex just talked about. I'm just going to talk about a couple memories that I have of Jack. Some of them go all the way back to like 5th and 6th grade summer basketball camps when he had a drive that he's like, I'm not going to win a game of I'm not going to lose a game of one-on-one. I'm not going to lose a game of 3-on-3. He has a competitive drive that it doesn't matter what the obstacles are. He wants to win, and he's competitive. And as you've seen him grow into the young man that he's become, he's taking that passion and he's moving on to the next level in football. You know, obviously he's a multi-sport athlete. He's knocking on the door of 1,000 points and 500 rebounds. Would have reached it last year if he wouldn't gotten missed 11 games last year. And I remember when we were sitting, in an office talking about, just being down on not being able to compete with his team. He's going to bring that same mentality to Purdue next year. And it's going to be fun to watch him compete there and make others better around him. And, Jack, we wish you nothing but the best of luck. You're an awesome person, awesome young man, and enjoy your moment today with this.
I said this at the banquet. In 25 years of coaching, Jack is the most versatile player I've ever coached, especially on offense. If you watched our games, we had him line up tight end on the ball, tight end off the ball. He was a wide receiver. He was a slot. We had him block corners. We had him block strong safeties. We had him block linemen. We had him block linebackers, and then go out and catch a pass. So he allowed us to do a lot of things offensively. I've never had a player that allowed me to do that in calling plays. John alluded to when recruiters came in, the one thing they ask you a lot of questions about his ability. How is he really 6'5"? Does he really weigh this much? How is his family? How's his character on and off the field, and how's his work ethic? And obviously, I spoke very highly of all those first things. But as the other people alluded to, his work ethic is one thing that stood out. When I talked to the college recruiters, I said, "Here's somebody that wants to play college football and knows what it takes to play college football and is willing to do that." It's pretty easy. A lot of people say, "I want to play college athletics," but not everybody wants to put the time in and what it takes. And Jack goes above and beyond that. That's the most important thing. I told him whatever he's done so far, it's going to be 10 times harder when he goes to the next level. But he has a work ethic and desire to do that. And that's why I know that we'll be watching him play on Saturday afternoon in the near future. So good luck, Jack.
I want to say thank you to everyone for coming, first off, and a big thank you to my parents for all their support. I couldn't have done it without my mom, her cooking through the years, my dad just taking me to every college that had some interest in me. I also want to say thank you to Coach Schaefer for talking to the coaches, and also thank you to Coach Rockwell for all of his support. And also a big thank you to Alex for, training with me since 8th grade. Almost every week I was in there early, 6 a.m. I remember 4:30 a.m. like all the time. So thank you to them. Thank you to all the teachers for their support through the years. And thank you to all my teammates and all my friends and the relationships that I developed through the years for just helping make me who I am today. And thank you all for coming. That's about it.
Now for the $200,000 signature.